I got back fast enough. Oh, and it's a wild and woolly afternoon here, evening here at the Gonzo Radio headquarters, the network headquarters. There's thunder. You'll hear thunder in the background from time to time.
Yeah.
A severe thunderstorm warning. We don't care. We're bringing you the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. Hi, how you doing? I am Big Daddy Gonzo, and you'll occasionally see me look down and do that because, well, I'm running the tiller, man. I got the mouse. I got the magic mouse. I'm the guy running things. I'm your host, and I am also I put the Gonzo in Gonzo Radio and the Gonzo Radio Network and the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. And enough about me. Seated to my right, your left, matriculating. Are you matriculating? Not so close to me.
I'm matriculating, but not that close.
Not in public.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah. He is Matthew Masaracchio, but better known as the Maz. Say hi to the nice people.
Hello, nice people.
Well, how do you know they're all nice?
You said they were.
If they watch this show?
You said hello, nice people, so I'm saying hello, nice people.
Well, gotta be nice. They're watching.
Okay.
They were nice enough to act. Thank you, by the way, for tuning in. Yeah, that was a little crazy. There was some sort of an internet flub. We couldn't get any internet. The internet just went. And
it's probably the storm that was over us right
of course.
now. Wicked.
It's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Well, before the end of the world, though, there's been a lot going on in sports, especially in the last 72 hours. But a lot in general has been happening in sports. As always, that's what we love about sports, is that it's constantly renewing. It's constantly giving us something new to bitch about.
Constantly a lot of information, a lot of stuff going on all the time.
But there's been an upset. It's been a huge upset.
Yeah,
ginormous.
For a country just to the south of us.
Yes.
Huge.
Yes, because Anthony Joshua, who this was supposed to be a tomato can fight. This was supposed to be a fight. This guy was supposed to come in and kill him. The guy has 4 titles. He is
a specimen.
Yeah, I mean, they said he's like the real Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
Okay, a specimen against a fighter who was working on 2 months' notice. See, I had all these fancy notes and stuff prepared, and now I'm kind of just off the cuff because I know so much about it. But Anthony Ruiz Jr. He came in with 2 months' notice, and he was like the 4th choice because the other 3 guys wanted more money. Yeah. They wanted more time,
and they didn't want to get an ass beaten.
Because Anthony Joshua's been on a roll. I mean, he's up to that point 4 titles, undefeated. And I mean, you look at this guy.
He looks like the Apollo Creed character.
He does,
he?
Right? And then you look at this guy.
And he looks like an MS-13 gang member.
Or he drives Uber.
Yeah.
You know, or he's the guy at the end of the bar. He's he looks like a nice enough guy, but guess what? He's the heavyweight champion of the world. I mean, not just once or twice. He's got 4 belts now. He took all 4 of them belts at the same time.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and is that the picture of a shit-eating grin?
But let me ask you something. How is it possible in any sport that you can acclaim 4 titles in just 1 victory? I mean, I understand how it works. The guy
holding on to 4 belts.
Well, I get all that, but still, I mean, it just
excuse me, sorry, ladies. I know you can be champions in the fight game too.
To me, it sort of minimizes a little bit of the fact that you have those titles. I mean, granted, whether you've earned them or not, I'm not debating that. I'm sure the guy's the best in the business, but still, the fact that you can win 1 fight and get 4 trophies, that's like winning 1 Super Bowl and getting 4 Lombardis, where you put 1 in every room in the house. I don't know. It's just to me a little too much. All right.
No, well, the fight game is a little different, though.
It is
a little different. I mean, now what you're seeing is you're seeing some of the. Here, let me move my microphone up this way so I can lean in and yell at you.
Okay, fine.
I mean, you're seeing something sort of akin to like what the WWE does is they keep their title belts in house. You don't see the WWE Intercontinental. I know it's not true competition.
No, I understand. Same format,
but you don't take that belt to another company and defend it against another company's belt.
Right.
You keep it in-house. Well, the way these boxing commissions are doing it is just like, you beat my champion, you get his belt.
Right.
Or her belt. You beat my champion, you get her belt.
But am I right, though,
and
that
obviously he went around and beat multiple champions to get those belts.
Okay, but my question was, too, and I know the answer, but all these fights, all these champions he beat, they were all in the same weight class.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So again, it's just basically you can call yourself a champion of any particular league, and just because you then beat that particular champion, you attain that title. I get how it works.
Right.
I'm debating some of the legitimacy of the value of the titles.
Ruiz was
Not the fight itself. The guy,
Right.
I'm not taking away the fact that he's a champion. He is a deserved champion. He beat the champion.
7 inches shorter.
Yeah,
and
and it just-
70 pounds heavier.
Yeah, just incredible fight. You know what?
Got
Reminiscence.
beat by an Uber driver.
Remember the fight several years back? It's been many years now with Buster and Tyson. Same thing, same setup.
This is second only to the knockout of Mike Tyson by Buster Douglas.
Yeah, nobody
Second
gave-
only. Like I said, I've got some beautiful copy that I wrote right here in a monumental upset, second only to perhaps heavyweight history to Buster Douglas. Screw that, man, because let me tell you what, he screwed up his super fight. He had a shot at a super fight with Deontay Wilder, and he screwed it up. He cost a whole lot of people a whole lot of money.
Ruiz was a 20-1 underdog in that
20
fight. Huge.
to 1.
Huge. Yeah.
And the first Mexican heavyweight champion?
Yeah.
Hey, Viva
Congratulations.
Mexico. Viva Mexico.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, bro. And you got a badass tattoo. Hey, and so much for that Drake curse. They were supposed to lift the Drake curse. You know about the Drake curse?
I'm well aware.
You
of the
scoff
Drake
at the
curse.
Drake curse.
I scoff at any curse.
You're scoffing at the curse.
I don't do curses.
Hang on, let me get you the curse. Here's a little curse.
Yeah.
Now, the Drake curse is funny because the Drake curse involves multiple players across multiple sports at multiple times, whether it's individuals or teams. Okay, I mean we know Drake is a Toronto native, and he always shows up to support the local team. And he's good like that. Okay,
Now, just real quickly, when you say curse, does he have to be like close to the players or whatever he's cursing? Does he have to touch them? Does he have to be in the same building, same state? How does this work exactly?
Generally, it works on the sideline, and you're there, and at some point, he declared that he is there pulling for you.
Okay, so he basically
He's cheering for you.
Is it a similar situation as in like Goodfellas, the mush? That if he had your same ticket at the racetrack, you just might as well rip it up ahead of time?
If I'm at a racetrack and Drake says, I bet on the number 4 horse,
and
if I bet on the number 4 horse,
Gotcha.
I would just tear up
Rip
my
it up?
ticket and turn on my heels and go.
Gotcha.
I mean, and he's done it to everybody. Okay, earlier this year, he made a video of himself wearing an Alabama sweatshirt, posted it on his IG, on his Instagram story.
We know how that went.
And Nick Saban and the Crimson Wave they were just, it was just before the national championship game. And how bad did Alabama lose?
Badly.
44-16.
Badly.
44-16.
Okay, let me play a little
We should
devil's
call him
advocate.
Lucky.
Let me play devil's advocate, okay, to the whole curse thing. So it's a karma thing? Is that what it is? Is this what he brings the energy, or is it the bad luck, if you want to say? Or how does it work?
Is it BDE? It's like, you know what that BDE is, right? That big dick energy.
Okay.
Okay.
Just
And
a
believe me,
question.
he talks about his dick enough in his music. But
What is Drake's net worth, approximately?
it's got to be close to $100 million.
Okay, so either way.
Young man has sold a lot of records.
All right.
Yes, it's got to be a close.
It's
God
coming.
disagrees.
So what I'm saying basically is that, so with all that bad karma and all that bad energy and bad luck and everything he represents badly, he's worth how much? $100 million? Perhaps?
Easily.
If not more? Okay.
Easily.
All right, so again, I guess none of that stuff applies to him. Just everyone else?
No, yeah, him.
Yeah?
Well, listen, you look through history, okay? When you think celebrity super fans for teams, you immediately think Spike Lee with the Knicks, Jack Nicholson with the Lakers.
But these are like the team mascots almost.
Yeah, but they
They're
are
super fans.
ubiquitous at these home games.
Right.
They are ubiquitous. They get a lot of camera time. You think that Jack Nicholson doesn't know that he is on camera at least a half a dozen times in any LA Lakers telecast that he is at a home game?
Self-promotion I'm all
Okay.
about, but this doesn't
And he's
determine.
courtside.
But none of these people determine the outcomes of the games.
No.
Unless they're going to grab a player or they're going to slingshot
No,
something on
exactly.
the court. But that never happens. It's just crazy. You know what? Again, I just don't believe in all these conspiracy theories. It's kind of going to lend upon something we're going to chat about later. But why are people...
You know what happened to Conor McGregor, too.
Okay. But again, I don't buy it, Gonzo. I'm not conspiracy guy. I look for facts. I look for, things to really represent what's going on. It's too easy to say, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, without really trying to find out what the causes are.
It's too much of a coincidence.
Yes, I don't know.
He was at the McGregor weigh-in when McGregor turned around and got his ass beat at UFC 236 against against that Khabib Nurmagomedov or whatever his name is.
Yeah, that
dude with the long name. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a trained broadcaster, but he was there when. He was there when Serena got beat, when she got upset back in 2015. He showed up to, I'm here to back my girl Serena. Boom, got beat by a nobody.
I just don't have a way, or anybody else has a way to quantify a man, or anybody for that matter, showing up at a sporting event or any place and affecting the outcome based upon his presence.
Right. Well, and then listen, okay, and we all know he's huge. Now, the basketball team he's related to is, of course, the Toronto Raptors, who are in the finals.
I think we should chat some real basketball.
Sure.
Yeah.
But by the way, that's his OVO brand, by the way, his OVO brand.
So, I mean, more or less for him.
They have the alternate jerseys that he designed.
Yep.
You don't understand.
Great advertisement.
He is their cultural ambassador.
Oh, for sure.
He is their man. He is their guy.
For sure.
So when the NBA shook their finger and said, Drake, stay off the floor and stop touching people, I'm sure he went, yeah, okay, no problem. And then what happened?
You went and massaged the coach,
right? But in game one, what happened? He got face to face with his boy. I'll say this, okay? Drake is tight with both Curry boys, Stephon and who's the brother? Anyway,
Seth.
I know Seth. I'm fucking with you. Okay, he's tight with both the Curry boys, and you saw when they were talking face to face. He was actually talking face to face, and he was grooming Stephon. He was grooming Steph. He was pulling a piece of lint out of his hair, because they're friends like that.
Sure,
they come over each other's house.
All these guys,
they know each other's kids.
These guys, even on the other teams, I mean, these guys are in the same circles.
When Draymond came over and started chirping at the end of the game, and he turned around and told Draymond he was trash. Okay, he's as close as we are.
There are Vegas odds
smack
right now whether or not those two are going to get into a fist fight before the series ends.
No, it won't happen.
Well, I'm just saying.
It won't happen because it's, you know why?
It's more theatrics, I think, overall.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's what people need to realize, that these guys are all in the same circles. They all travel they all know the same
buddies.
people. And again, they're the elites of the elites. So, they don't want to do anything that's going to hurt their brand.
I'm getting myself prepared to dive away from the microphone if lightning strikes the house.
Yeah, and any brand. Well, it's hitting you first.
We are manly men, and we will persevere through storms and earthquake. Well, maybe not an earthquake. Earthquake, we want to get outside, right?
I don't think there's going to be an earthquake in Florida, but I guess there could be.
Why would you say something like that? You're going to totally drink. We had Drake on the screen.
The jinxes and the hexes.
We had Drake on the screen, and then we're going to get jinxed.
Anyway, next.
So Toronto's going to win this series.
I would have to agree. I really liked what they showed in game one. I really liked the fact that they matched up defensively against them. It seemed Toronto never really had full control of that game. It seemed because again, people feel like Golden State can come back from any lead.
They looked slower
coming into the series,
physically slower.
When your best defensive player on the floor being in Kawhi Leonard, my perception was, well, who are they going to match him up against? And
Steph,
obviously, but again, I think it was more of a rotational effort. In order for Golden State to be successful in this game tonight, I feel that one of those guys are going to have to, either Curry or Thompson is going to have to blow up. Because without Durant on the floor, and I know people are saying, coming in, the Warriors are so good without Durant. These are the best two teams right now playing. So you need all your horses on the court. There's no way that you can tell me right now that the Golden State would rather be without Durant playing this game too tonight.
Well, I'll say this. Things look like they're kind of set up for Durant to come back and be the hero.
Potentially.
I mean, we're going to see now they're starting to tease that he might be available tonight.
What's happening? Well, tonight he's been ruled out, but I think Game 3 is still in question.
They need the ratings to be a little higher because guess what?
Potentially,
the average NBA fan is tuning out the dynasty teams now. Tuning them out.
Well, I don't know what the ratings have been for the series so far. But
horrible.
I could tell you this: Game 2 tonight's going to be good. Golden State, I think, is all the pressure's on them. Obviously, coming into the series, nobody thought Toronto had a shot to win this. And it's only Game 1, and they won Game 1. Golden State can go out and win the next 4. Would you be surprised?
Not at all.
Okay. So,
not at all.
But
wouldn't shock me. But
on the surface, knowing that without another lead scorer on that team, Kawhi can shut you down. And like we said, coming into the last game, Danny Green on the floor, on-ball defender. Draymond's only a facilitator. Somebody else has got to score for Golden State.
Danny Green, by the way, member of the Miami Heat. I believe he's got a ring already. And he was a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
No,
he's got a ring there.
He's San Antonio, Danny Green. Danny Green came from
different
San
Green.
Antonio. Yeah.
Oh, okay, different
Danny
Green.
Green came from San Antonio.
Okay.
He came over
I'm
with.
sorry, I'm busy keeping an eye on the weather.
It's coming. Too.
It's coming for us. It's coming for us now. But let me hold it back here. It's like pretty heinous.
That's wicked.
Yeah, that's some heavy wind.
So
We
point
could die at any second. So
point taken for tonight.
we're here for you.
The on-ball defender being as good as they are with Kawhi and also being with Danny Green, somebody's going to have to go crazy.
Dun, 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 dun.
Curry or Thompson tonight, in my opinion, are going to have to go 35 plus in order for Golden State to have a chance.
Maybe both.
Well, I
Maybe
mean,
both.
certainly that would help, but one of them has to go crazy.
The Siaka kid.
Pascal Siakam.
Pascal
Him
Siaka,
too,
French, right?
No, but he's from. No, he's.
No, I've heard his interviews. He does not have an
I
accent.
think he's French, but either way, he's good.
French.
He's good. Yeah, he's very good.
Mildly racist.
Yeah, no, whatever.
Mildly racist.
Anyway, amazing what he did last game. Now, but here's the thing too.
But he's always been capable of that. He's always been a long, lean, fast guy. But they say the reason why the key to him being successful in this series and being a difference maker is that he is a long-arm defender, and he gets out and he defends that three-pointer well.
He can defend.
He's disruptive.
But he also went 14 of 17
Yeah,
last game, which I think that sort of performance is going to be very hard to duplicate this game. So
Right.
Toronto, in the same regard, is going to need a big performance from somebody, and I think it's going to be Kawhi tonight. I mean, I think coming into that first game, it may was somewhat of a gauge for him. You knew he's probably a little bit tired.
Yeah.
And obviously playing all the minutes we've talked about. He's been playing 40 minutes a night for the last, 2 months. So in any case, tonight, I think he's got, was it the third day? This is 3 days rest now.
Yep.
I think he comes out rested tonight. I think they come out hot. And I think Golden State's in trouble. I really do. I think Toronto goes up 2-0.
I mean, we have yet to hear from Lowry even.
He hasn't been the primary scorer. I mean, he's been solid.
He's been a ball movement facilitator.
Oh, for sure. And he hasn't turned the ball over.
No.
What you've seen, too, is they've been able to get a little bit under Curry's skin with Fred VanVleet. Who has been around the league a little bit, but the guy's got a motor. And if they can somehow, you know how we talked about earlier, right now, like we said about how Golden State's really struggling to find another scorer, their bench is not that good. It's pretty thin.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of Curry, outside of Thompson, if one of those guys don't light it up, if you got an on-ball defender like Kawhi locking down your best guy, and you're getting any other defensive contribution that are just chipping away at like Curry, let's say Curry comes in at 80%.
You're still handcuffing him.
Golden State's in a really tough spot. So unless Golden State goes out tonight and shoots 60%, or like I said, somebody goes out and drops 40, I think they're in real trouble. I think they go back to Golden State down 0-2.
Right.
Now, the series isn't over at that point. I think they can very clearly come out and win the game 3, and then we're talking about a pretty even series. But I think tonight, all the pressure's on Golden State, and I think they're in real trouble. I think Toronto's got a good shot to win tonight's game. And if I was betting the game, which I'm not, but if I was, I would take Toronto.
Well, let's remember that when Cleveland beat Golden State in the finals, after Game 3, they stuck LeBron on Steph.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. That was the slowdown they need. Because they were averaging like 114 points a game.
Yeah, they're going pretty quick.
They were lighting them up.
Yeah. These two teams can go either way. They can go a little bit high pace. They were both middle of the pack with pace.
But
Golden
to take
State,
one out,
yeah,
and then you got a shot.
Yeah, well, with Durant out of the game, they actually slow it down just a bit. Average per possessions, that's all figured out. But they would be in the middle of the pack with Curry on the floor and no Durant. And with Durant on the floor, they were like at the top 5 or 6 in pace. But Toronto, I think, was like 10th or 12th in pace this year. So pace is they can go either way. They can go a little bit up and down the court. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be similar game style to how it was in Game 1.
All right, then. I've run out of arguments and superlatives.
Cool.
I have no counterpoint. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to see if all hell is going to break loose and bust in the side window of the studio, and hopefully we'll be alive when we come back. And a quick break, more Gonzo Radio Sports Desk right after this. crap is it coming down outside?
We're still here.
Yeah, we're still here
Fortunately.
so far. Welcome back to the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. This is episode 13, lucky 13.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just make sure that we make it through alive. Now, I usually, once again, I am Big Daddy Gonzo. Haha, fancy manners. And that, of course, is a dumbass. And as we head into the home stretch here, we usually like to pick a subject and then turn you loose on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you came at me all fired up. Well, when we get this, and then you went from that to aliens.
Mm-hmm. We talked about those.
We talked about aliens.
Yes.
And now it's almost like you deflected from the subject because you were saving it for now.
Okay, and I was a little bit. We have
so,
lots to talk about.
wait, okay. So, baseball.
Baseball.
Here's the walk-off.
A lot of talk now that you hear in baseball is about the juiced ball. Okay?
Yes.
Juice ball. All the home runs being hit. What is it to blame? Who is it to blame? Is
Barry
it the parks?
Bonds,
Is it
Sammy
this?
Sosa, juice
Yeah.
balls,
The home
juice
run
players.
chases. They've tested the balls, according
Right.
to baseball, and they say
Balls.
that the balls are not juiced. Okay?
I'm going to try really hard to be as mature as possible as many times as you're about to say the word balls.
Yeah. What I want to just talk about is when you look at the players from some of the previous generations, some of the guys, and old school guys, you look at the body types of some of the players, some of the greats.
They
like,
weren't monsters.
like
Like
Mike Schmidt, for instance.
he was awesome.
One of the best of his generations, over 560 home runs, I think. Oh, no, I think he's in the 600 home run club.
I
I'm
think
not
it's like 605.
something like that. But whatever the
it's
case,
a different combination of numbers.
the guys back then, they played every day, but they didn't
they
have.
smoked in the dugout.
My point, the game was different. The guys back then were talented, were awesome. They were the best of their generation.
What about this guy?
Then a few years later, maybe the game developed slightly more.
Junior.
Guys got a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. You got Junior.
Well-
Sweet swinging Junior, right?
Yeah,
Had the
well,
best left-handed swing in baseball.
He grew up around the Big Red Machine. His dad was what they win two World Series titles.
Yeah, they had quite a run.
They were in 5.
But they were naturally gifted athletes. This generation of athletes came
Smoked
out.
Pall Malls in the
No,
dugout.
not to this
Filterless.
point. They trained a little bit more. They knew a little bit more about the game. They worked a little bit harder. They got
Right.
to the park earlier. It was a different mentality.
Well, and Junior was also a gifted athlete in multiple sports.
Of course,
too.
yeah, and that's the thing too, is you had guys that were coming out that were more prepared. They were playing different sports in high school. They weren't just playing baseball 6 months of the year and then going to work in the factory for the other 6 months.
Well, you look at him. He's built like an NFL wide receiver. He's like 6'4", 205 pounds.
Very fit, very strong. I mean, in that time when he played in early 90s, mid 90s, early 200s, that was a prototypical athlete style body. Now, fast forward even 10 years to today, 15 years to today, you got monsters out there playing the game. Aaron
Monsters.
Judge.
Absolute beasties.
You got guys like Mike Trout. These guys work all year round on their bodies, on their
Don't eat that
approaches.
guy. Don't eat that guy. Who is that second? That's a second baseman.
Jose
for the Astros.
Altuve.
Jose. Oh, he's really good too.
Yeah, he's also really good. But again,
That's a DFS guy too.
for sure. These guys are huge.
Look at this beast.
They're huge.
6'7".
He's big.
265 pounds.
Yeah, prototypical beasts these guys are.
I
But
don't think anybody's ever hit him with a baseball because they really don't want none of that.
in May this year,
What about this guy?
Mike Trout. Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about him. He's also just a guy that, look at him training. He's a guy that trains all year round. These guys understand what it's like to keep their bodies in optimal shape. In May this year, Major League Baseball set a record for the home runs hit. 1,135 home runs were hit in baseball.
Record.
It broke the record that was set 2 years ago in the month of August by
Yeah.
about 20 or so home runs. That's not so much significant, the number. What
Right.
is significant, though, I believe, is the month. August is one of the hottest months in baseball.
Right.
Well, the ball's traveling in August. Okay,
It's not
so
traveling in May.
if they're setting
It
records,
is this May.
If they're setting records in May, what are we going to do in August? Now, I did some research. Again, people juice balls. Not the juice balls. It's number one, clearly,
Juice balls.
the progression of the athlete. You can clearly see the body types, how things have changed. Do you know also that in minor
Well,
league
I
baseball
mean-
this year, there are 63 pitchers, that are throwing the ball 100 miles an hour plus?
Right. And
You know what science tells me? Ball coming in faster, ball going out faster.
Much.
Okay, that's just pretty much science. That's how that works.
Right.
Harder pitches, harder hits. Okay, that's one factor.
Right.
What about the fact that these baseball players have been, since probably even before high school, been in training rooms, training sessions, looking at monitors, looking at TVs, analyzing stuff like swing planes now, peak exit velocity, all these sabermetrics that have been introduced into the games.
They have BP right after recess.
They maximize now hitters' abilities to strike the baseball and therefore hit it further. Okay, that's science. That's all proven. So again, people rush to judgment. They're like, "Oh, conspiracies," similar to this whole Drake thing, and it's this and it's that.
It's all Drake's fault.
Look into the numbers. There's, and I'm not saying that that's purely the only factor. I'm not saying that sabermetrics and smarter players are hitting the ball further. People were juiced too. They were striking the ball further too. I think it's a combination of things. I think it's the fact that the players are more prepared. I think they're in better shape. There are better training methods that they're using all year round.
Science.
And baseball, the athletes themselves have gotten better.
Science. There's no other sport, there's no other professional or amateur sport that mathematics and science
has come
affects.
Yeah, of course.
And come into play more than baseball.
Well, it affects, certainly not as much as explains. That's what we're looking
Physics.
for. I'm looking to explain the matter. And if you can tell me that the ball is juiced because it came from a lab where they clearly said that it was either wound differently or it was produced with different fibers or it reacted differently to the wood off the bat, okay, I buy it. You got science to prove that? Then show me.
Alien baseballs.
That too. But just don't come out and say, oh, the balls are flying out of the
They
parks.
look a
They're
little
juiced.
green.
Okay, guys are hitting them harder. Guys are hitting them faster, further. Again, I mentioned peak exit velocity. Right now, every ball is tracked through StatCast. They can tell you how high the ball went, how far it's traveled clearly, but not only that, speed off the bat, how fast it left the park. It's endless in terms of the science that the game in the direction that it's turned, and that's all the benefits to the players.
That's like the power hitter for the Twins. What the hell is his name?
I mean, recent, like now?
Yeah, like 2
Miguel
days ago.
Sano.
Sano put one in the speakers at Tropicana.
Listen, there's been bombs. Watch the home run contest. Guys are hitting the ball 500 feet. Now, they did that years ago, too. McGuire and Sosa hit a few over go 500 feet.
Yeah.
But what's happening now is guys are hitting the ball harder.
Right, and I see more line shots go out.
Their hard contact rates are up. Their barrel rates are up. Barrel rate
Right.
simply is how squarely you hit the baseball.
Right.
Those are all calculated and measured now. So there's so many sabermetrics to tell the story that can more accurately say, okay, this is the reason why things are happening.
Yeah.
And people should, in my opinion, look for that. Don't get behind the conspiracies and the Drakes and all that crap that's out there.
So it's not Drake with aliens conspiring to wind up balls with special...
I would love to do an alien show. Would you like to do an alien show one time? Just talk about some stuff.
The effect of aliens on sports?
On everything. On how cereal tastes, on everything. Threw you with that one.
You're a
didn't I?
weird dude.
We got a lot to talk about.
You're a weird dude.
Yeah. So basically, listen, people, find answers for yourself. Don't go out and just assume that there's conspiracies or there's issues or the balls are juice or all that crap. I don't know. Just don't buy it. Find the math.
What happened to fat baseball players?
Have you seen Dan Vogelbach? Who's got, I think, now he hit his 15th home run.
Yeah.
Dude is
Chunky?
a little bit shapier than our new heavyweight champion from
Andy
Mexico.
Ruiz, yeah, Andy
Without the
Ruiz
tattoos.
Jr.
Yeah,
that is champion. That is Andy Ruiz.
He looks
Jr.
like a heavier, younger Matt Stairs.
Heavier than Matt Stairs.
Well, Matt Stairs wasn't super heavy, but he wasn't your prototypical
What about Sandoval?
body type. The panda.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda. Love that guy.
He was batting fourth.
Go
today,
fat guys.
hitting DH for the Giants today. As a matter of
Look
fact.
at Guerrero Jr.
He's also a squatty dude.
Vladdy Jr.
Yeah,
He's got a
dude
little
can
chunk to
rake.
him.
That dude can.
I
rake.
miss Prince Fielder.
Another guy that
Prince
can
Fielder's
rake.
another. He's a guy that's just chunky.
And Junior fell off the planet too with the back injuries. His son.
Yeah.
So,
Something about the juniors.
Cecil and Prince, the father and son duo. Yeah.
Prince Fielder. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, so it's not a conspiracy.
No, but it's interesting to follow, and I don't think the trend's going to change. I think more home runs are going to be hit. I mean, obviously the record was broken in a cold month of baseball. I mean, this was technically the second month of the year for baseball. It starts in April, but it's not a full month. So
Right.
during the first full month of baseball, baseball broke the record in a month where it's been cold. There's been rain. There's been, a lot of games haven't been played. There's been some games that have been.
Hell, the Marlins won 9 of 12.
That's a whole different story.
Break up the Marlins.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo!
please. But what's going to happen as the hotter months go on? How many more homers are going to be hit? And how many more people are going to be saying the ball is juiced?
Especially, well, you look, okay, first of all, May, I believe it's the Cubs that broke a franchise record for the month of May.
For home runs?
For home runs, oh, yeah.
I don't know the team, but I do know that.
I'm almost positive I'll live with a Cubs fan.
Okay, well, then I believe it. I know Rizzo's been crazy the last week. I know.
Don't make me look for. I'll find the graphic.
I believe you.
Find the graphic.
I believe you. But either way, tons of home runs being hit. It's good for the game. I mean, it scores runs and people.
So it's not Drake.
Runs.
It's not aliens, and it's not juice balls.
No, it's preparation, science, sabermetrics, and a will to be good. How
So we
about
get
that?
a little alien Drake juice. Drake juice. No,
I want to do an alien show.
Not Drake and aliens.
Just aliens.
I can't use Drake's music though. Like the first time I used his music, I got totally copyright flagged. Thanks a lot.
If you guys got time, go check out the Chilean. Did I say it correctly?
Chilean
commission, alien commission that was established, I think, in 2007 or 8, ran for a few years. They spent $1 million. Really interesting. Chilean.
If you take a look in the chat, you'll probably see everybody go, bye, 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 see you later, bye.
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm just trying to have you just read for yourself. Just take a look.
All right. Well, first of all, tell the nice people where they can find you online.
MLB Joy Us.
At MLB Joy Us, and that is on Twitter.
Correct.
And then Matthew Masaracchio. Is there Ack or Ock? Masaracchio.
Yes.
At Matt Masaracchio.
2 C's.
2 C's.
2 C's.
On Instagram.
Yes.
1 eye.
Yes.
You, of course, can catch the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk at Gonzo Radio Sports Desk on Instagram. You can also catch us on Facebook, both a fan page and a group page. Mm-hmm. And you can keep up with all the latest, the sports memes and the sports stories and the wackiness that we like to throw down as a Gonzo Radio Sports Desk style of sports, which does not involve aliens, and we don't take Drake very seriously. Do we?
I don't.
No. Okay, well, on behalf of myself and this guy, say goodbye to the nice people.
Are they nice? Am I saying goodbye to
Yes,
all?
they're nice.
Goodbye, nice people.
They're nice. I'm Big Daddy Gonzo. Let's spend the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. I'm scared of the lightning. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.